Hello student, now we are going to study about geography paper first, physical geography, lithosphere, part second. Work of wind. Here we have to study about features associated with depositional work of wind. There are many landforms produced by depositional work of wind. Here we have to study about some features produced by depositional work of wind. The features are ripple marks, sand dunes, barkans, shifting dunes, loess. Features produced by depositional work of wind. इरोजन क्रियेमुळे जे पदार्थ निर्माण होतात ते पदार्थ एका ठिकाणाहून दुसऱ्या ठिकाणी वारा वाहून नेत असतो. पदार्थाचे वहन वाऱ्याच्या वेगावर अवलंबून असते. दर सेकंदाला 1 मीटर वेगाचा वारा 0.1 किलोमीटर व्यासाच्या कणांना आणि 3 मीटर वेगाचा वारा 1 मिलीमीटर व्यासाच्या कणांना सहज वाहून नेतो. वाऱ्याच्या मार्गात अडथळे आल्यास, जसे वाऱ्याच्या मार्गात झुडपे, गवत, दलदल, तडे इत्यादी अडथळे आल्यास, वाऱ्याचा वेग मंदावल्यास वाऱ्याबरोबर वाहणारे पदार्थ निक्षेपित होतात, म्हणजे त्या पदार्थांचं डिपॉझिशन होत जातं. तर यामध्ये रिपल मार्क्स. Ripple marks are small-scale depositional features of sand. These wave-like features are formed mainly by saltation impact. Ripples are divided into transverse ripples and longitudinal ripples. The sand deposits in a desert appear as a wave-like, known as ripples. Ripples are formed at right angles to the direction of wind. The height and spacing of ripples depend upon the size of the sand particles and wind speed. These features are common in Sahara Desert and Thar Desert in India. रिपल मार्क्स, उर्मी चिन्हे. वाळवंटी प्रदेशात वाऱ्याबरोबर माती व बारीक वाळूचे डिपॉझिशन होऊन उर्मी चिन्हांची निर्मिती होते. उर्मी चिन्हांचा आकार वक्रम लाटांसारखा असतो. यांची उंची 3 सेंटीमीटरपेक्षा कमी असून विस्तार वाऱ्याच्या दिशेला लंबवत असतो. Then sand dunes. These are the depositional features of wind in a desert. Dunes are low hills of sand that vary in their size, shape, and height. The mounds of sand sand dunes are generally called sand dunes. The mounds of sand are generally called sand dunes or simply dunes. On an average, the height of sand dunes ranges between a few meters and 20 meters, but sometimes they are several hundred meters in height and 5 to 6 kilometers in length. वालुकागिरी सँड ड्यून्स वाळवंटी प्रदेशात वाऱ्याच्या वेगाच्या तीव्रतेनुसार वाळू कणांचे वाळूच्या कणांचे वहन होत असते. वाऱ्याच्या मार्गात अडथळा आल्यास किंवा वाऱ्याचा वेग कमी झाल्यास वाळूच्या कणांचे निक्षेपण म्हणजे डिपॉझिशन होते व वाळूचे डोंगर तयार होतात. यांनाच वालुकागिरी सँड ड्यून्स असे म्हणतात. The slope of dunes vary. That is, along the windward side, the slope is gentle, while along the leeward side, the slope is steep. या टेकड्यांच्या वाऱ्याकडील बाजू मंद उताराची व विरुद्ध बाजू म्हणजे लीवर्ड साईड तीव्र उताराची असते. तसेच वाऱ्याचा उतार हा 5 अंश ते 15 अंश इतका असतो. वाऱ्याच्या बाजूला म्हणजे जेंटल स्लोप 5 अंश ते 15 अंश इतका असतो आणि तीव्र उतार हा 20 अंश ते 30 अंशच्या दरम्यान असतो. Most of the dunes are not stable at the place of their formation. Rather, they are mobile. It means the dunes are not stationary but shift along with the prevailing winds. The shifting of dunes varies from 5 meters to 30 meters per year. Then, some conditions are favorable for the formation of sand dunes. वालुकागिरी तयार होण्यासाठी काही स्थिती आदर्श असतात. यामध्ये वाळूचा पुरवठा, सप्लाय ऑफ सँड, विंड व्हेलॉसिटी, त्यानंतर वाऱ्याच्या मार्गातील अडथळा, वाऱ्याच्या वाहण्याची दिशा, वाळूचे डिपॉझिशन होण्यास योग्य स्थान इत्यादी फॅक्टर्स इत्यादी घटक यासाठी म्हणजे वाळूच्या टेकड्या निर्मितीसाठी आदर्श ठरतात. The surface should be level 1. The ideal condition for the formation of sand dune are the surface should be level 1. Then there should be the presence of an obstacle in a form of rock or thorny shrubs so that the velocity of the wind decreases and deposition of sand will occur. Then the condition required for the formation of sand dune is there should be large supply of sand so that the dunes will be formed. अशा प्रकारच्या आदर्श स्थिती वालुकागिरी निर्माण होण्यासाठी आवश्यक आहेत. The sand dunes cause great damage to neighboring agricultural tracts. They may encroach on the oases. In order to stop their shifting, fast growing varieties of trees are planted on them so that their deep roots bind the sand particles together. Then, uh, on the basis of shapes of sand dunes, they are broadly divided into some type, and these are barkhans, shifting dunes, slip dunes, etc. Barkhans. Barkhans are crescent-shaped dunes having two horns are called barkhans. Barkhans have a gentle slope on the leeward. Barkhans have a gentle slope on the windward side and steep slope on the leeward side. Barkhans are formed in groups when there is a ample supply of sand. When the supply of sand is inadequate, the barkhans are isolated. Barkhans may rise up to a height of 30 meters. साधारण गती असलेल्या वाऱ्याच्या निक्षेपण कार्यामुळे म्हणजे डिपॉझिशन कार्यामुळे वाऱ्याच्या दिशेला काटकोनात टेकड्यांची निर्मिती होते. त्याला बारखन असे म्हणतात. अशा प्रकारच्या टेकड्यांचा आकार अर्धचंद्राकृती असतो. टेकड्यांच्या वाऱ्याकडील बाजू मंद उताराची व विरुद्ध बाजू तीव्र उताराची असते. वारा मंद असला तर किंवा मंद वारा वाळूचा भरपूर पुरवठा असेल तर या अर्धचंद्राकृती टेकड्यांची निर्मिती होते. Barkhan is a Turkish word meaning sand hill in the desert of Turkestan. Barkhans are crescent-shaped dunes and have two horns pointing downwind. Barkhans have a gentle slope on the windward side and steep slope on the leeward side. The end of barkhans shift more rapidly than their middle portion, and thus these dunes attain the characteristic crescent shape. These dunes may rise up to a height of 30 meters. Barkhans occur usually in groups. A constant wind direction is essential for their formation. There are numerous sand dunes of this type in the regions of Rajasthan in India and in Turkestan and in Sahara Desert. Then shifting dunes. A view of sand formed particularly in hot desert by depositional work of wind. These dunes are varying in their shape, size and height. These dunes are small hills. A typical dune has not a uniform slope. The steep slope is at a leeward side uh, and gentle slope is along the windward side. The height of these dunes varies from few meters to 150 meters. These dunes are not stable, but they shift along with wind. The shifting of dunes varies from 5 meters to 30 meters per year. Then the lowest. The fine particles of sand deposition in humid areas known as loess. वाऱ्यासोबत वाहत असणाऱ्या अतिसूक्ष्म कणयुक्त मातीला लोएस असं म्हणतात. ज्या ठिकाणी अशा मातीचे डिपॉझिशन होते म्हणजे निक्षेपण होते त्या ठिकाणी लोयस मैदानांची निर्मिती होते. प्रत्यक्ष वाळवंटी प्रदेशात लोयस मैदान निर्माण होत प्रत्येक वाळवंटी प्रदेशात लोयस मैदान निर्माण होत नाही, तर वाळवंटी प्रदेशातील मातीचे सूक्ष्म कण वाऱ्याबरोबर वाहत जाऊन दुसऱ्या भागात डिपॉझिट होतात म्हणजे निक्षेपित होतात. या ठिकाणी मातीचा रंग हा फिकट पिवळा असतो. It is Loess is a German term, Loess meaning thereby fine loam. The fine particles of dust and sand are blown away by wind. The fine particles carried far beyond the deserts and are deposited in more humid areas where velocity of wind decreases and dust particles settle on the ground with the rain. Loess deposits are made up of very fine particles that are less than 0.5 millimeter in diameter. Chemically, loess consists of clay with microscopic grains of quartz, feldspar, mica, etc. These particles are very coherent, that is, these particles cling together. Loess deposits are highly porous and thus water percolates through them very rapidly. Loess deposition does not take place in layers. They are yellow or buff in color. Loess is very friable and easily eroded by a river. Landscape may bury under loess deposits. The most extreme deposits of loess are found in North China, having a thickness from 90 meters to 300 meters. Loess deposits also occur in northwest Europe, then Australia, and in Argentina. Loess is known as limon in France and Belgium. During the winter, loess particles are carried from Gobi deserts towards the east. In North America, loess deposition spreads over semi-arid regions and basins of the Mississippi River and Missouri River. In these regions, loess deposits is called adobe. Okay, next part will be continued during the next period. Thank you.